Hi guys, it's Borrising, and today we're going to be discussing the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, everything you missed. So let's get right into it. Actually, I have to do a haul really quickly, so let's do that. I got the Five Nights at Freddy's popcorn bucket, which can also be turned into a mask. The top opens, and it's really cool. Freddy Fazbear, and I think he's so Sigma, and he loves food, right? Not much as Chica though. Oh, and the mouth even opens too, like just a little bit. It's cool, right? And then this is my favorite one personally, the cupcake from Five Nights at Freddy's original. Oh, its eyes move. So like if I wanted to do this, I could do this. So it's like, and I could do this. So it's cross-eyed. Oh my gosh, it's basically like a drink. You can open the top. It's really cool. I don't know if they have it in stock since it's a limited edition, but we can definitely check it out if you want. And I got it at the AMC theater. And I got a Five Nights at Freddy's drink. So you can also put our drink in it. The Five Nights at Freddy's crew's on the front. And it's really cool. You can just basically take a drink out of it. And then we have the bucket where you can store your popcorn. This is a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 bucket where you can put your popcorn inside. Really cool if you ask me. It smells like popcorn. And then we have the pizza box. Oops, upside down. So we have the pizza box where you can store your pizza. Good old Freddy Fazbear, Toy Freddy. And then he looks really cool on the top. And actually they sell these for free, at least in my theater. I thought it was really cool and really kind of them. And I spent over $100 on these items, but it's okay. And the other thing we got is Toy Chica. I could only choose one because it would cost too much, but I got Toy Chica. There she is. She's so cute. And there's the back, and this holding your toy cupcake, CG5 reference. And then, yeah, I actually got to see it the day before it came out, which is a premiere. So I saw it at my local AMC theater on the 4th, which is the day before it came out. And I just want to say, it was better than the first one. Absolute cinema. It was better than the first one. I loved it. It's amazing. People say they don't like it, but they're only saying that because it isn't lore accurate to the games. But that's what makes it interesting, because we don't know what comes next. It's unpredictable, and we love that about the games. So let's go break down everything that was in today's video. So at the beginning, it started in the pizzeria. By the way, the beginning was like absolute cinema. I love the beginning. I love the 8-bits and everything. But we saw in the back, Charlie saw a kid being lured by Spring Bonnie, also known as William Afton. This is like a flashback at 1982, which is different from the games, which absolutely I like that, how they make it different from the games, because it makes it more interesting. And we all know it's a different universe because, Jeremy Fitzgerald, who was a Fnaf 2 night guard, wasn't in the movie, so we know this is a different universe. But we love that. We love that these new movies take place in different universes, because that's what makes them more interesting. If they just followed the games, it wouldn't be as accurate, and we love that. If they followed the games, it would be boring and predictable, but we love that. And Charlie, he followed the missing kid who was being lured by Spring Bonnie, and she was able to rescue the missing kid. Obviously, she carried him to safety. And we know that Spring Bonnie, who was distracted, was carrying a knife. By the scene when Spring Bonnie was chasing Charlie, that was so intense. Like it was so intense. Like, was she gonna make it out alive? It was so unpredictable. We didn't know she was gonna make it out, but she was able to make it out. But unfortunately, she passed away because of William on the back, and it wasn't that good. She was screaming for the parents, and the parents being stubborn. I'm honestly so mad. They should have listened to the child. They were just standing there. The parents obviously didn't listen. The kid ran to the parents, and Charlie, she was such a kind soul, she died on the spot. And then the puppet came out to save her. I didn't expect the puppet to be shown publicly, but the puppet was shown publicly taking Charlie into the box. She fell over, and then the stab wound was on her back, and then parents was like, oh, what did you expect? She was carrying a child that was about to be killed. Charlie was blamed for that missing kid, which makes no sense. She's also a child, and as she died, they could have at least investigated it. And then Emily was obviously the one that put up the flyers in the Toy Freddy's pizzeria. We know that the marionette, also known as Charlotte, it's also a vengeful spirit, and I like how they changed it because in the game lore it was Cassidy, but in the movie lore it was Charlotte, which is really cool and interesting. Another secret we got to solve is the Afton kids on a poster. That was really cool. I really like that because we don't know that. I think that Vanessa is supposed to be Elizabeth in the movie, because in the glimpse, we saw a glimpse of Circus Baby in the movie, which was really, really cool. I like that. And then Ballora in the music box, that was sick. I didn't expect them to put Sister Location in there. Sister Location is one of my favorite games. Obviously, my first favorite is Security Breach or Secret of the Mimic. But that was so cool how they added. I did not expect that. When I saw Circus Baby, everyone was like, oh, it was crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh. And another secret we saw was Shadow Bonnie, also known as, I don't know how to pronounce it, but even though I'm Greek. But we saw Shadow Bonnie. We also saw him in the first movie, but I didn't actually see that. I don't know. I didn't see that, so that was really surprising. I like Shadow Bonnie. He's really cool. Yeah, it was really nice to see him. And then when everyone saw Corey in the theater, everyone was like, oh my gosh, Corey! I was like, yeah, Corey! I was like, oh my gosh. And then it was cool. Megan Fox voiced Toy Chica. MatPat voiced Toy Bonnie. I'm not sure if CG5 actually voiced Toy Cupcake because Toy Cupcake did not speak in the movie, but it was a really funny joke. It was also nice to see Henry. When I saw Henry on the screen, I gasped, like, dude, oh my gosh. Henry looks so cool. He looks so amazing. But you should see Freddie Carter, also known as Michael Afton. He plays Michael Afton in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. He looks really sick. I don't know why people said he doesn't look like the Mike. We didn't exactly get a canon version of Mike outside of the 8-bit lore, except the one in Fnaf 6. But the SFM made Mike was only a fan made, so I don't know why people expected Mike to be this dude. But it was really cool to see Michael Afton in the movie. That was sick. I love that, and I'm so glad they added another Afton. I also saw the FNAF 4 box in the FNAF movie, which is really cool. And I liked how they had to use the music box to wind up the puppet, and that was really cool. I love that a lot. I liked how the Friday, the security thing was turned off, so the toys could like leave the pizzeria, and the puppet was controlling the toys. That was a really huge plot twist, and I liked that a lot. I like how they changed that, and it was really cool. The puppet being able to possess people. Honestly, I didn't find that, I kind of find that weird at first, but it was kind of cool though, because I don't know, the only thing I didn't like about the movie, I loved everything else about the movie. I hate how they separated the wizards from the original animatronic, because isn't the original supposed to be cut down into the wizards? They're supposed to be the same because they're dismantled and then the parts of service are supposed to be with them. I didn't like how they separated the wizards from the original, but it was really nice to see a change. I don't know, that felt weird to me, but I loved everything else about the movie. I liked how Ballora Circus Baby was in the movie, and there was a hint to the FNAF 4 box. Honestly, in my next video, I will be doing a FNAF 4 video where I complete all 10 stars in FNAF 4. I got 7 stars. I need 3 more, just 3 more. And then in the end, it was so sad. I almost cried when the missing children said, "We'll see you in heaven one day, Abby, but not now." They left the pizzeria knowing that they were gonna die and their souls are gonna be set free. They wanted to protect Abby. They wanted to protect her, and that was so sad, but it was so cute at the same time. And you know what was crazy? Mike and Vanessa, I honestly shipped them, bro. I'm sorry, but like Mike literally himself called it a date, and that was really cool. But it was so sad in the ending when Vanessa betrayed Mike's trust, and Mike was like, "Don't come near me again, you idiot." Vanessa was so sad, and then she gets possessed at the end. Honestly, I feel like Vanessa should have been honest with Mike, but Mike could have been a little harsh on her because she was traumatized as a kid. There's also Ultimate Custom Night voice line references with Mangle, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, and the puppet, which is really cool. I love the Ultimate Custom Night. I loved it when the puppet said, I don't hate you, but you need to stay out of my way. I was like, whoa, that was sick. I didn't expect that you see voice lines. I don't get why people hate the movies. It's honestly cool to see the movies different from the original games and the book lore from Fazbear Fritz. There's also Pop Goes references. That was really cool to see. And the Pull Apart Foxy, really cool. I love that so much. People only say they don't like the movie is because they don't follow the lore and because it's not as accurate as the games or the books. But honestly, having its own universe is such a cool take because if we knew everything about FNAF, it would be really boring. That's why we have MatPat. That's why we have theories. Honestly, I've been a FNAF fan since 2014, since the games are free, but it was really cool. The new Michael Afton, the puppet coming into play, Charlotte, and the sister location Pop Goes and Candy and Pull Apart Foxy. That was really cool. I love that a lot. Honestly, if I had to give that movie a rating, 1 billion out of 10. People say they don't like the FNAF movie. You're blinded by nostalgia. The games have changed for years and the lore has changed a lot. We all know that William and Henry in the game universe, they stole Murray Edwin's ideas from Secret of the Mimic. Yeah, but people are blinded by nostalgia. The lore has changed for years and people don't seem to see that and are only focused on one specific part of the lore. When there are like 3 separate universes, there are 3 separate universes, including Fazbear's Frights. And they have its own stories, its own lore. Dude, we should see Fetch. If we see Fetch in the FNAF movie, that'd be sick. Also, bonus. Horror. I didn't expect that to be in the FNAF movie. That was so sick. I burst out laughing and like played the Freddy plush. It was like, horror. Am I right, Toy Freddy? Am I right? Huh? Are you pregnant, Toy Freddy? Also, in the end of the FNAF movie, there were some references to FNAF 6 of Henry's Emily's speech. There were some FNAF 6 references to that, so that was really cool. I really want to see FNAF 6 in Sister Location. That would be sick. And I think Vanessa is actually Elizabeth in this lore if she grew up. You know how in the 4th closet, the silver eyes and the twisted ones, how Charlie was able to grow up? I feel like this universe was a reverse of that. Elizabeth gets to grow up instead of Charlie gets to grow up. It's like a reverse, you know? And the FNAF 3 movie, at the end, we saw Springtrapper Boy come to life. That was sick. We got to see Springtrap in person, and that was really cool. We think the Phantoms are gonna come back. Maybe, I think they're gonna build a new Fazbear Frights attraction as they did in FNAF 3, but they're all gonna change some stuff. They're gonna build new animatronics that are gonna be like green, musty, and old. I beat aggressive mode, by the way. Let me show you guys. All 4 stars. I beat the entire game. Aggressive mode is probably the hardest one I've ever done, dude. It took me like 3 to 2 days in advance. But yeah, guys, that is my take on the FNAF 2 movie. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment what you want to see next. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. Absolute cinema.